Thank you, Deb. Thank you, everyone. My name is Jen Lyons. Thank you to all of you, all of your love and wonder energy. I'm going to read to you today several sayings, but first I want to talk about the theme for February. As you can see on your screen, the theme for February is living everyday wonder, the inner life. Today, we're going to focus on the ultimate fear buster. Who doesn't want that in their life? The ultimate fear buster. This is a saying from Ernest Holmes. If you could see the object of your fear until you really understand it, it would no longer exert any effect on you. You can do this to the degree where you become aware that you are divinely guided and protected, and establish your understanding of this in a definite way. That's, as you can see, from Ernest Holmes. Marie Curie echoed Holmes when she said, "Nothing in life should be feared, only understood. Now is the time to understand more and to fear less." So let's affirm together. I give to the world my love, trust, and joy. Thank you. And now I turn this over to the amazing energy, creativity, and wisdom of Dean Reagan.
We are the Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. Good morning. Good morning. And so, in keeping with world events, I'd like to share an Ernest Holmes prayer with you that Reverend Kathleen sent out for us all in the newsletter this week. It is Ernest Holmes' prayer for world peace. I know there is but one mind, which is the mind of God, in which all people live, move, and have their being. I know there is a divine pattern for humanity, and within this pattern, there is infinite harmony and peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness. I know that the mind of each person, being one with the mind of God, shall discover the method, the way, and the means best fitted to permit the flow of divine love between individuals and nations. I know there shall be a free interchange of ideas, of cultures, of spiritual concepts, of ethics, of educational systems, and scientific discoveries, for all good belongs to all alike. I know that because the divine mind has created us all, we are bound together in one infinite, perfect unity. And bringing about world peace, I know that all people and all nations will remain individual, but unified for the common purpose of promoting peace, happiness, harmony, and prosperity. I know that deep within every person, the divine pattern of perfect peace is already implanted. I now declare that each person and in leaders of thought everywhere, that this divine pattern moves into action and form to the end that all nations and all people shall live together in peace, harmony, and prosperity forever. So it is now. Good morning, beloved community. That is such a blessing, and I'm so grateful to be here this morning to share that with you and to share some thoughts about the ultimate fear buster. Our focus for this year, as you know, is living everyday wonder. Every day, living with a sense of curiosity and awe-inspired appreciation. A whole year of focusing each day on the question, how is everyday wonder reflecting in my thought? How is everyday wonder out picturing in my life? And in February, we are exploring the inner life, that sometimes swirling sense of creativity, imagination, and awareness, sometimes out picturing like a beautifully calm pool of water, sometimes like a bubbling cauldron of muck. And today, we're focusing on the ultimate fear buster. The ultimate fear buster. Dun, dun, dun. Well, I'll take some of that. I will. The ultimate fear buster. Where can I get it? I'm going to pull up smile.amazon.com. I'm going to go on there and I'm going to order one of them, an ultimate fear buster, because I don't want any fear. I don't want to see it. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to experience it. I don't want to understand it. I don't even want to consider it. I don't want fear. So if we can just get a buster and bust it away so I won't have to deal with fear. It's at this moment when we feel that cauldron of emotions bubbling up inside, when we really, really are resisting something. That's the perfect time for our spiritual practice. Heck, sometimes when I'm feeling like that, I will just pull out the science of mind and go and read. It always provides me something that is uplifting, and it shifts my thought out of that sense of what is disconcerting to me into something that I can choose to feel, sense, and know. So Dr. Holmes, he does guide us. In his book, Effective Prayer, he says, if you could see the object of your fear until you really understand it, it would no longer exert any effect on you. You can do this to the degree where you become aware that you are divinely guided and protected, and establish your understanding of this in a definite way, not a wishy-washy way, but a definite way, a way that you can count on. Don't turn away from your fear. And don't believe what your fear is trying to tell you. Fear is always trying to see things worse than what they are. Fear is yanking your chain. Look it straight in the eye and get curious. Ask yourself, or your higher self, what am I afraid of? What is my fear? How does it serve me? How can I use it to grow? When we feel gripped by this fear, what can we do? We can stop and look at that feeling of our fear with awe and amazement, with everyday wonderment. So gently face your fear and ask some more questions. How is this experience that I'm having, I'm responding to in fear, how is this happening for me? How can I grow stronger by understanding this experience and my fearful response? And believe me, there is only one thing we have control over in this world. This is test. Write it in the chat. What is the one thing we have control of in this world? Give me some chat. Go ahead and what do you think the one thing that we have control of in this world is? Okay, our reactions, our thoughts. Excellent, thank you. Shari, thank you. Virgie, anybody else? Our reactions, our thoughts. Myself, thank you. How we respond to the world. Yes, okay, there you have it. The one thing we can control is our response. Okay, says you. Okay, Dean, you want me to just turn and face my fear, this Goliath of fear, and you want me to be gentle with it. I can't face this fear. It's too scary. I need help. When we're in a place where we're feeling need, when we are feeling out of sorts, we feel in some way that we are not wanting to feel, but we're paying attention to that. That's when we turn within. You see, the cause of your fears is based on not knowing who you really are. Fear is a tool of the ego. It's a false belief. So we might be afraid of being abandoned or ridiculed or not being loved anymore or being exposed as worthless or incapable. So just right now, let's all take this opportunity. Let's turn within right now. Just close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so and take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And imagine something or someone you have some low level of fear about, something that you are fearful of, just something small. Got it? Now, if there was one divine idea that you could believe would lift that fear, one divine idea that would lift that fear, what would it be? What would it be? For you, what is the divine idea that would be your personal, ultimate fear buster? The divine idea that might relieve your fear. Breathe. Now, just blink your eyes open. What is the word that you came up with? Okay, got it. Speak it aloud in your home sanctuary there. Speak it aloud.
Love.
Love, thank you. Now, put that one word in the chat. What is the one word that if you invoked that divine idea? I'm going to put your word in the chat, Mom. Mom said love. We got love. We've got divine support. Love, 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 love. Great. Excellent. Love. All right. So great. That word love. Yes. Love. Take your word, whatever it was, and go, love.
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 You've got it. You've gone through fear and you've gone through truth, maybe courage, forgiveness, joy, peace, love, but love. Love is that's the ultimate fear buster. Love. 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 All these powerful spiritual ideas like forgiveness and truth and courage, they're all based in love. When we think and we speak, we are using an energy that is a creative energy. And now we use this energy, and how we use this energy is the cause of our feelings and our emotions. So we use this energy, we're already using it, then we have our feelings and emotions. That's why we allow ourselves to feel the feelings, because they've already been planted in our subconscious. No spiritual bypass here. The work that we're doing is deeper in the soil than our feelings. Great, we feel them, we let them go. We allow them to be, because we are best served, and in fact, the whole world is best served when we use our thoughts, our words responsibly and respectfully and lovingly. Fear is just an apparition of error in this land of truth. When we focus on love, we are released. We are relieved. We are relieved from the shackles of fear when we focus on love. We are beings of energy. And since love is energy, we are beings of love. All of us, everywhere, in every corner, in every country, We are all beings of love. Brene Brown writes, we cultivate love when we allow our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and know, our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and known. And when we honor the spiritual connection that grows from that love with trust, respect, kindness, and affection. Love is not something we give or we get. It is something, says Brene, that we nurture and grow. A connection that can be cultivated. So knowing this and focusing on this, having faith in this, transforms and dissolves our fear. Having faith in the love transforms and dissolves our fear. So when we face our fears, that's the first step. That's the first step to transforming and dissolving. This brings tremendous empowerment. Our love builds our faith, and our faith launches our love into our consciousness and our subconsciousness. So love is like a truth that steeps us in wholeness and calms our agitation. And bit by bit, it moves our agitation into peace through our curiosity, using our commitment of living everyday wonderment, creates a peace for ourselves. Peace for ourselves, peace for our neighbors, peace for the world, including its leaders. And hand in hand and side by side, with hearts open wide, we stay strong and we keep our faith alive. We keep our true strength alive in empowered vulnerability. You see, fear is the opposite of love. Yet the two are identical energies in the sense that the energy that is used for one is the same energy that is used for the other. And that final energy is that energy of thought. You see, fear is a lie. It's a lie. It laughs in the face of truth. It scowls at faith. Fear is a response that we choose. A response that cries out, nobody wants me. No, I'm not needed. I'm not necessary. I'm not loved. I'm not worth anything. I am not enough. These false beliefs cause fear. And that fear causes these false beliefs. So as you realize these false beliefs, and you take that realization, you realize you've got some false beliefs, you take that realization into prayer, and you rise above the fear. And find that when you rise up above the fear, you find you're on the way home. Let spirit guide you there. You're on the way home. It's shown to you in prayer. Spiritual practice of prayer. Recognizing that life is just a mirror of the beauty that you are. So come home. Come home in prayer. Now, fear. The antithesis of faith. It's the negation of truth, trust. Like faith, fear can be conscious or unconscious. In other words, subjective mind. And if it is to be eliminated, it must be eliminated from both the conscious mind and the subjective mind. Faith, on the other hand, okay, this is inspiring. Faith. Faith is an attitude of mind that is so convinced of its own idea that it accepts it so completely that any contradiction is inconceivable and impossible. Before we can create such a mental attitude, there must be nothing in our subjective mind that contradicts our objective affirmation. Can I have an amen? Thank you, Dr. Holmes. So when have you felt so convinced of an idea that you accepted it so completely that any contradiction was inconceivable and impossible to you. In order to create that type of belief, that type of faith, there must be nothing in our subjective mind that contradicts our objective affirmation. Okay. So I have found this kind of a tough nut to crack here. I mean, to eradicate our fearful beliefs from our conscious and subconscious mind, this is what the science of mind philosophy is all about. This is when it becomes most valuable. And in the science of mind, you see, we train ourselves through love, through faith, through peace, through courage, through joy. We train ourselves to have a strong, specific idea of our goodness in our conscious mind. And we eradicate any sense of contradiction from our subconscious. And that takes guts. It takes grace, understanding, takes faith. So, okay, folks, we're in church, so I've got to be honest. We are always encouraged to get up here and calm the agitated and agitate the calm. So I'm just going to be truthful on this one thing. It might get a little bit of an agitation going on for some of us, but to spiritually accomplish this awareness in both our consciousness and our subconsciousness, in our subconscious mind, it requires a depth of commitment that is, well, dedicated. So like if you're coming to church occasionally and you quite frankly can't remember when it was that you took the last science of mind class here at the church, and you know the spiritual practice is really helpful, but you rarely practice it, that's not going to cut it. It isn't enough. You have to have your external belief and your internal faith sync up. That takes practice and study and spiritual exploration, even experimentation. It takes this beloved community that you see on the screen here today. It takes service. It takes tithing. And in my experience, at least, it is then that we really can use the tools of the science of mind to make a palpable difference in our life. Do you want to make a positive impact on your life? On your love? Your work life? Your pocketbook? Your family? Do you want to make a positive impact on the world? Yes. Repeat after me. I give the world my love, trust, and joy.
I give the world my love, trust, and joy.
Again, I give the world my love, trust, and joy. So in my humble experience, what is the ultimate fear buster?
Love.
Love. Or should I say, love?
Love. And so
Thank
it
you.
is.
Let us pray. Let us pray. I bring my awareness to that magnificent consciousness that is ever present in the conscious world and the subconscious world, in all worlds everywhere, that consciousness that transcends its own creation, that sparked itself into creation by its own awareness and experiences itself and expresses itself as all that are present. And I call this experience, this energy, this love, God. I speak this word knowing that there is a unity in this that we are all experiencing, and I choose to acknowledge it and fan that flame of love, that flame of unity, that flame of commitment, that flame of peace, and feel it in my own inner self, in those around me, in my community, in my country, on my continent, and in fact, in my world, everywhere. And I speak this word for that ultimate fear buster, that idea that brings to you love. And every idea that springs from that love. I speak this word knowing that that love is the instigator of all goodness, is the expression of all goodness. That ultimate fear buster is the gentle laugh that one has when we even say the ultimate fear buster. The ultimate fear buster is here now present in each one of us. I speak this word for us all, knowing that what is true for that idea of Dean is true for that idea of the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware and its members, its congregants, and its visitors. I speak this word knowing that we are blessed. We are blessed in those magnificent folks who are of service, those magnificent folks who come to us and experience and express that deeper understanding through our classes. We are grateful for all of those people who come to our youth center, our magnificent youth center. We are grateful for those people in service in our audio and visual teams, for that digital connection that is impeccable. We are grateful. We are so appreciative and loving for those musicians in our midst who experience and express for us that idea of love. I know that our center is blessed. I know that our beloved community is blessed. I know that each of our home sanctuaries is here and now blessed. And in love, I release this word. I relieve myself of the spiritual word and I release it into the beloved energy from whence it comes, recognizing that that energy acts upon it and responds. May not always respond in the way that I planned, but it responds magically, mysteriously, miraculously, joyously, peacefully, with the intention of this or something greater. I'm so grateful for this knowing. I'm so grateful for this prayer. I know this prayer is done. I have faith that it is so. And together we say, yes.
Yes.
And so it is.
Amen.
And so it is, and so it is, and so it shall be. And so please welcome that magnificent, thank you. Please welcome that magnificent Deb Chamberlain. Hi, Deb.
Dean, I can't remember CSL Delaware before you.
Hey, did you notice how I snuck a few of your lyrics into the talk?
I sure did. So thank you for that. But wow, we are so blessed that you and your family migrated east. Thank you so much.
It is my blessing.
Yes. I wrote this song a handful of years ago. It's called The Way Home. Have you forgotten who you are? Made from dust of a shining